Hey active travelers, welcome to my guide to Culebra. This small island is located on the southeast end of Puerto Rico and belongs to Puerto Rico, USA. The island has a relaxed, almost sleepy feel where you can unwind and explore a couple of good beaches and enjoy the hospitality of a few restaurants and food trucks. It is home to only a couple of thousand residents and seems to be visited by a proportionately small number of tourists. There are two ways to get to the island, either the expensive way by taking a small plane from San Juan or the cheaper option of taking a ferry. We opted to take the ferry and booked a taxi to take us from San Juan to the Ceiba ferry terminal on the southeast end of Puerto Rico. If you've never taken the Puerto Rico ferry, please watch my separate video on this topic as I will go over some important details you need to know to ensure you have a smooth travel experience. Once on the island, the best method of transport is to rent a car or a golf cart. Usually there are a few taxis by the ferry port that you can use to where you need to go, but a short 7-minute ride will cost you $25. The road conditions on the island vary greatly, from well-paved roads to dirt roads. Some roads have big holes, others are nice and smooth. We rented a Jeep and really enjoyed the experience, including taking the top off to feel the open road and taking the breeze and sunshine. There are several car rental companies on the island to choose from, and it is recommended to book your car ahead of time. We ended up renting last minute from Jerry's Jeep Rental. They have a low Google Maps rating, so we were a little concerned, but their service well exceeded all of our expectations. They picked us up and dropped us off, they were really professional in all aspects, and they now have a fleet of shiny new Jeeps. I'd have no hesitation to rent from them again. To help orient you on the map, here is the layout of the island. The town, restaurants and shops are mostly located here. This, along with the airport, next to which are the car rental companies, are the low-lying areas of the island. Going left or right from the airport leads you uphill. For our stay, we chose an Airbnb on top of the hill here, which had great scenic views from the front of the house as well as from the back of the house. Of course, if you don't rent a car or a golf cart, you may want to stay closer to town. And finally, here's the Flamenco Beach, the Zoni Beach, and the Tamarindo Beach that I will be showcasing in this video. The most popular beach on the island is the Flamenco Beach, that is just a short drive from town and is the place where most people seem to end up. It is a beautiful beach in a partial cove nestled next to a couple of hills. There's a large parking lot where you can leave your ride, and the area has a number of food and drink vendors, so you won't go hungry. Unfortunately, when we were there, the conditions were rough and nobody was allowed in the water. On the more usual calm days, the beach is a wonderful place to unwind and spend the day. The next beach to visit is Zoni Beach. This was my personal favorite. It is on the far end of the island, away from the crowds, and the road to get there is paved and in good condition. There is a small parking lot for your ride, and there are no food or drink options here. It's just a long stretch of unspoiled sandy beach with shade between trees and spectacular views of the smaller islands close by. There are some rocky areas in the water on the east side of the beach, so check the water and go to the west side for swimming and wave riding. And if you have a boogie board, you'll really enjoy this beach. The last beach I will highlight is Tamarindo Beach on the west side. This beach is close to town and easily accessible by road. It has a parking lot for your ride and seems to also be less crowded. This beach is best for those who enjoy calmer waters, especially on a day when Flamenco Beach is too rough to swim in. The long beach offers shade among trees, has a nice, mostly sandy entry into the water, and has sections that are decent for snorkeling. Although the water was a little bit murky, there was plenty to see underwater with a good diversity of fish. Deeper, we came across a stingray hiding in the sand. The ray seemed comfortable with us and even put on a good show as it gracefully swam around us. And to top it off, we had a chance to see a few playful turtles that swam around us and graciously let us film them. When it comes to things to do in Culebra, I asked a few locals about what there is to do. The most common answer was, beach, then bar, then beach, followed by bar. In reality, there are a few more things to do here, including visiting the historical museum of Culebra, hiring a water taxi to Culebrita for more beach time, and a few water activities like fishing and paddleboarding. You can also spend a bit of time walking the main area of town, which really consists of about a block or two of houses with some cafes, food and drink options. For dining out, we tried Zaco's Tacos restaurant, the Domirico food truck, and Rolls of Heaven for desserts. Zaco's Tacos was really appealing to us due to the lively vibe, unusual fun multi-level setup, and nice music. The overall atmosphere and service was great there. Unfortunately, the food and drinks were not that great. So I'd go there more for the atmosphere, less for the food. Next, the Domirico food truck is a convenient stop on your way to Zoni Beach, so we had to try it. It takes them a little while to cook things, but their food was quite decent. However, our hands-down favorite, must not miss place was the Rolls of Heaven ice cream shop. We enjoyed it so much we came back the next day. These people take pride in their work and create visually stunning and very tasty frozen desserts. They also have some food options which we didn't try, but their desserts were definitely everyone's favorite. If you prefer to go grocery shopping and make your own food, there are a couple of smaller stores where you can find most common items. Beware that you may be more limited with fruit and vegetable options and that they may run out of certain things on a given day until they get restocked in a few days. Regardless, you should be able to find almost everything you need for cooking a meal. One other cool thing worth mentioning about Culebra is that you will encounter all sorts of animals roaming about, including cats, dogs, chickens, peacocks, lizards, and even wild horses and deer. And now, some general comments and observations. Overall, the prices of restaurants and groceries were mostly in line with USA prices and perhaps slightly higher than mainland Puerto Rico. We found Culebra very safe and people helpful and friendly. Just like the rest of Puerto Rico, they speak Spanish to each other, but most also speak English, so you will not have any trouble communicating. The water in Culebra, like the rest of Puerto Rico, should be safe to drink. However, after asking several locals, we received mixed advice. Some drink it, while others avoid it. Use your best judgment. For electricity, standard North American plugs are used everywhere. So is Culebra a great travel destination? And if so, how long should you stay? Culebra is definitely a unique destination, and unlike some other small Caribbean islands, is easy and inexpensive to get to once you are already in Puerto Rico. It, however, may not be for everyone, since there are limited things to do on the island. I, for one, am glad I was able to experience it, and would recommend that if you do go, you stay for 2 to 4 nights. We stayed 3 nights, and having 2 full days felt like the right amount of time to see everything. I know there may be some of you who are deciding between visiting Culebra and Vieques. It is great to see both if you can, but if I had to choose, I'd go with Vieques. There's just a lot more to see and do in Vieques. So, to learn all you can about Vieques for a fair comparison, be sure to watch this video. And to ensure you have a smooth journey to the islands, be sure to also watch this Puerto Rico Ferries video.